Let's take you live to Parliament now, where the minority of the House is addressing the press on the proposed tariff increment.
At March price, this year you get $80 to $90 million losses. Why does the government ignore this reality and instead impose measures that further impoverish Ghanaians? Instead of fixing the system, the government has chosen the lazy path of shifting its failures onto already sovereign consumers. This will completely wipe out the meager 9% wage adjustment for 2026. Consequences: if the government does not listen to the call to withdraw the tariff hikes, they are going to cause 1. Escalating utility poverty, leaving more families unable to afford basic electricity. 2. Collapse of SMEs, which form the backbone of our economy due to unbearable operating costs. We are already experiencing a teeming unemployment youth in the country. Job losses as industries scale down or shut down operations. 4. Reduced productivity and competitiveness, further weakening the economy. And then 5. Heightened social and economic hardship, deepening the suffering of workers and households. These tariff hikes are not reforms, they are punishment. They are not solutions, they are symptoms of failed leadership and poor policy choices. We call on the government to immediately halt these incessant increases. The minority stands firmly with Ghanaian workers, households, small businesses, and industries struggling to survive. We will continue to use every legitimate parliamentary tool to demand fairness, transparency, and accountability in the management of the nation's utilities. Our position remains firm and non-negotiable. These tariff hikes must be reversed immediately, and measures must be taken to protect consumers and sustain businesses. Ghanaians deserve relief, not repeated shocks. They deserve leadership, not exploitation. And we, as the minority caucus, we will continue to hold this government accountable and defend the rights of the people. Thank you, members of the press.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Martin. I think, do you want us to do the three or you take questions? Okay. So, committee members are here. We have our colleagues there. So, whatever it is, all of us will begin to address it. Thank you. Okay, Brian.
Yes. Chairman, so PRC has been speaking. The explanation is that every 5 years, what they do is a major tariff increment or review. And in between, we have the quarterly review. So the last time they did something this heavy was 5 years ago. What do you say to that explanation?
You say review. Review can be downwards or upwards. So why not downwards? If you listen carefully to what I was saying, I said our current demand is around 3,500 megawatts. And recently we were able to reach peak demand of 4,080 megawatts. So when you deduct 30% of what is going on waste, 30%, that's 12% to technical losses, 20% to commercial losses. Why are we still having commercial losses in this country? When will be the time that commercial losses will be a thing of the past? So I quantify it. I said, if you quantify the current recent peak demand and the normal demand we have in the country, we are losing about 80 to 90 million US dollars. So tell me, can't we use this money to offload whatever cost or whatever debt we have? Every time, every day, all the time, we've been talking about losses, commercial losses, technical losses. But it seems nobody is taking serious account of it. And let me tell you, when you travel out to the countries that we are looking up to also do our own in a better way, you can never hear any commercial losses. They have zero commercial losses. What they have is minor technical losses. That is normal. That is why I didn't quantify the technical losses in terms of monetary terms. Rather, the 20% out of it, which is the commercial losses. We need to be serious about that. So if you say review, review can be downwards and upwards. So why don't you make it downward? Because during President Nanado's time, there was a review on downwards. So this is what we are expecting. And as you said, the major, review. This year, how many times have we increased tariffs? So many. So should we continue doing that? We are killing our businesses. Thank you.
Okay.
The commercial law is a lot of which has to do with the attitude of Ghanaians. People, when you look particularly, sometimes from greater journalists, we've been told that sometimes churches are involved. We have other individuals. Sometimes what do people involved in illegal connections, and this, in the long run, affect this find out these commercial losses. As a member of Parliament, energy committee, what would you tell the Ghanaian, the attitudes that they have towards
my brother, recently they say some people have embezzled funds. What did you see? Rambo-style arrest. Why don't we use those measures also on those? Because $90 million or $80 million in a month, is it a small money? So we should have, as a government, should have a proper special task force operation in place, in charge of those things. I'm not saying the government is the cause of that. No, I'm saying this is what is in existence. So we should rather mobilize our strength towards attacking it. Because if not, all the time we'll be increasing tariffs. So we need to stop it. There should be a stop at some point. That is what we are calling for.
Just a second. Just to correlate what our ranking has put out. When you have huge commercial losses like we have put across to you, what is the strategy by government, by ECG and Co to reduce this significantly so it doesn't become a burden to be pushed over to the Ghanaian consumer? And we know the effects of high electricity tariffs. We are indicating that it has gone up by almost 30%. This is 28%. That is extremely high in terms of a year when you have this significant increase. And so when you measure it against the commercial loss.
So those are live scenes from Parliament where the minority, led by the ranking member on the Energy Committee, is addressing the press on the impending increase in electricity and water tariffs. And